Hi everyone, it's Caroline. I'm going to be taking you all through this week's patient update. We've been very busy the last few days because we have a lot of patients. I'm really excited to tell you about them, so let's go ahead and get into it.
First up for this week, we have barn owls 6, 13, 24, A through H, which is 8 birds total. These babies came in from Aberdeen, Idaho after they were discovered to be nesting in a hay bale when it was torn down. Luckily, all of the babies are in good health, so for now, we have them on a regimented feeding and fluid schedule, and we are hoping to get all of them re-nested as soon as possible. An interesting fact about owl babies is that they don't often all hatch at the same time. We have siblings from this nest that are almost 2 weeks apart in age. This can cause high levels of nest competition as the stronger and older babies outcompete the smaller ones for food. Barn owls have one of the highest infant mortality rates in raptor species, so by feeding these babies up, we are hopeful that they will all become thriving adults out in the wild. Next up for this week, we have red-tailed hawk 61124. This patient came in from Teutonia, Idaho after most likely being struck by a car. The ulna in the left wing is broken, as you'll see in a second on the x-ray that's about to come up. Because the radius, which is the smaller bone right next to the ulna, is intact, we will fortunately not have to perform surgery on this bird. For now, the bird is recovering in our ICU with a wing wrap for extra stability. We will closely monitor the healing and calcification process of this fracture, and hopefully we will have this bird flying in a few weeks. Up next, we have great horned owl 61024 from Pinedale, Wyoming. This bird came into our clinic after being found on the ground, and upon its intake exam, we quickly realized that this bird has pretty extreme muscle weakness in both of its legs. We are not sure what caused this, as it could have been one of many factors, including a metabolic deficiency or a genetic or developmental factor. We haven't officially ruled out the possibility of an injury, but we aren't seeing anything that points to an injury as of now. This bird is set up in our ICU unit in a makeshift hammock. By having the legs hanging downwards, that motion acts as a form of physical therapy to help rebuild muscle mass. We're also performing daily hands-on PT with this patient. We're hoping for the best for this patient and its healing journey. Next up, we have Osprey 53024. This patient came in from Island Park, Idaho with soft tissue damage on both of its wings and on the neck, as well as a radius fracture. The wounds on this patient are healing very nicely, and we're continuing to clean and rewrap them every few days. The radius fracture is also healing super well. Amanda mentioned last week that because the ulna in this wing is still intact, it should act like a splint for the broken radius, and that's exactly what we're seeing when we take new x-rays to monitor how this fracture is healing. Lastly, for this week, we have great horned owl 52724 from Boulder, Wyoming. This is the baby that came in with a gunshot wound in the right wing that caused a fractured humerus. After one of our lovely vets performed surgery about 2 weeks ago, we're seeing amazing progress in the recovery of this bird. We've been doing physical therapy sessions with this patient every day, as well as using the cold laser to help reduce any swelling. Hopefully within the next 5 to 7 days, we will be able to remove the bone pin that's holding the humerus together. This bird will continue to heal in our ICU for the next few weeks. That's everything that I have for you all this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you want to do your part by keeping wild birds wild, click the link in the description to donate or visit our website directly. Thank you so much.